Welcome, everybody, to Straight Shooter Wrestling Podcast. We are recording a little mini episode with one singular topic, which we'll get to here in just a second. But Steve, how are you?
I am fantastic, buddy. We are coming off a quite impressive Hell in a Cell. You and I pretty much buried this in our last video, and I think WWE, we can say you made us eat our words tonight, and I am not angry about it. What about you, buddy?
No, I'm with you. I'm still running the high of Hell in a Cell. I think it was an absolutely fantastic pay-per-view. And there was one moment in the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view that triggered this particular discussion that we're going to have. As you can see, the video in this podcast mini is titled "The Problem with Bianca Belair," and that's what we're going to be talking about today. Steve, the problem with Bianca Belair is simple, and I'm going to just set the stage, okay? The stage and the problem with Bianca Belair is a disconnect between the character that she is portraying and the way that creative is booking her in matches and in the result of matches, because the character is the John Cena white bread babyface, smiling, dancing with, good with the kids, crying when good things happen to her, being super grateful. That is John Cena-esque to a T. And yet in matches and the positions she's been put in, she's a straight up heel. That is the problem, the fundamental problem with Bianca Belair, and that is what we want to talk about today. Steve, I want to give you the floor for your opening statements.
Santi, listen, I have been screaming this from the rafters for months, and I'm just happy that what happened in Hell in a Cell today triggered you to absolutely go off in our live. Like I never expected I'd get that reaction from you when it regards Bianca Belair. I never thought we'd get that. Bianca Belair is a talent, a fantastic talent. But if you, as WWE creative, want her to be your, female version of John Cena, going doing Make-A-Wish Foundations, charity events, and taking care of all the typical face criteria, and you want a face champion, then the bullwhip hair, the roll-up tactics that are literally stolen out of Becky Lynch's book of how to win a match, and you win a match that way, you are portraying the whip with Sasha Banks, the overall just characteristics of heel 101, but creative is booking you as a face. You're confusing the crowd and the fans. You're very confusing, and it just doesn't work. Everyone's going to say, oh, but it worked for The Rock. It worked for Cena. That's not an argument.
No, not Cena.
Oh, sorry. Austin. It worked for Rock. It worked for Austin, but that is not an argument you can make for Bianca Belair, because that was a different generation and a different time.
No, it's not even that. Like the booking worked with the character. The character of Stone Cold and the character of The Rock were not the happy-go-lucky, do the smiling and the crying and the charitable stuff. No, their character was what's called a tweener, somebody who's kind of in between heel and face that could do either or. Bianca Belair, so when they do heel tactics, it makes sense with the character. Okay, so the argument that, well, I mean, you don't like your faces to have a little bit of an edge? Shut up. That's not the argument that we're trying to make. Of course, we like heels that have that heel edge when they're booked properly and it makes sense with the character. All right, Stone Cold was a beer swilling, middle finger SOB. Right? Yep. Him doing heel tactics from time to time made sense. The Rock was an egotistical psychopath maniac. Okay, he's a sociopath, so him doing heel tactics makes sense. John Cena doing heel tactics in the middle of his 2007 to 2014 PG face era, did he ever do any heel tactics? Never. Never, because it didn't make sense with the character. And that's the problem with Bianca Belair, because she's booked the same way that John Cena is, but then the tactics and the things that they have her do in matches do not correlate with that character. Let me toss out some examples for you. Some that are more Bianca Belair related and some that are creative related. Okay, Steve? Mm-hmm. Bianca Belair related issues. Number one, you mentioned it, the hair whip. I think it's a cool character trait and a staple, but it's in kayfabe illegal. All right. Yes. Number two, like you said, the roll up tactics. All right. Now let's go to the creative side of things, because I think this is where the problem is, and this is what triggered me today. Let's look back pre-elimination chamber. After Liv Morgan and after Rhea Ripley did 40 minutes in the gauntlet match, Bianca Belair comes in last and wins the gauntlet match. That is a heel thing to do. That
is a heel thing.
Okay, the face does not come in for 5 minutes and steal the show from a heel that put in 40 minutes of work. No, it's the other way around. Okay,
absolutely.
The heel comes in last and steals the thunder from the face that's put in all the work. Mm-hmm. They did the exact same thing at Elimination Chamber. She comes in last, typically something that a heel should be doing.
Yep.
And does the same thing. Everyone put in the work. Liv Morgan had an amazing showing at that Elimination Chamber. Bianca Belair comes in, storms the crowd, storms everybody that's in there, wins like a heel.
Yep.
Today is probably the most egregious one, where we had the ending of the triple threat match ending in a way that not even just a heel would win, but I'm talking the likes of The Miz would win this way.
Absolutely.
Where Becky Lynch hit her finisher, was about to count the 1, 2, 3 on Asuka. Bianca Belair comes in, pushes Becky Lynch out of the ring, and doesn't hit another move, just steals the count.
There it is. There was not another move. If Bianca had picked up Asuka to finish her off with a KOD, cool. This episode probably is not getting recorded. But at the end of
it's a heel thing. It's a heel move.
It's a heel thing. It's a heel thing.
And that is a despicable heel move. That's why I'm throwing out the likes of The Miz, Baron Corbin. Yep. All right. Those are the tactics that you give that level of heel, right? Think of when the Bella Twins were heels. This is the type of crap that they were doing, right?
Absolutely.
Did John Cena ever do this? Did any of like the pure baby faces? Absolutely never.
Now, before y'all go off in the comments saying Cena had a couple of moments here and there, yes, a couple of moments over a 6 or 7 year span of that time where he could utilize that in the hustle, loyalty, respect era. Yes, okay, once or twice, once a year, once every 2 years, sure, no problem. I have no problem with a face doing heel tactics, but every goddamn pay-per-view, it's something else. And Santi, I want to quickly read you something that was posted 53 minutes ago from this recording. Bianca Belair has tweeted out, "Can't get mad when I pull a you on you emoji like this." That is heel. That is a heel comment. Okay? You are a face, sweetheart. You are a face. You cannot go out on social media and start commenting something The Miz would say, something Maurice would say, something, I don't know, Mickie James in her stalker situation with Trish Stratus. This is all heel work. So why is WWE not pulling the trigger and switching this woman who is arguably a fantastic heel, apparently?
Maybe the best heel in the business. And we want to clarify a few things. I'm now, and I don't think Steve is there with me, I think Bianca Belair is the best female wrestler on the roster, just because of what she is able to do that most women cannot do on the main roster. Her feats of athleticism and pure raw strength allows her to do a moveset that most women cannot do. Bianca Belair is the future of women's wrestling. She is going to be the face of the women's division for the next 10 plus years. Okay, this is not an argument against the skill of in-ring Bianca Belair. Again, I want to reiterate, the big problem is that anytime she has the mic, anytime they are doing backstage segments with them, anytime that we have Bianca Belair on screen, the character of Bianca Belair, she is the pure good, do no bad babyface.
Yep.
But then they book her in finishes that are not aligned with the character that they are giving to us on screen. That is the fundamental problem with Bianca Belair, and why it's so difficult for, call us marks, whatever, mark fans to get behind Bianca Belair. The in-ring capabilities are not, if anything, they're underrated. She is phenomenal, but the booking decisions that they are doing with Bianca Belair leave me bewildered. When she pinned Asuka after doing that Miz-like tactic, I got out of my chair and said, how do you book the face of the women's division like this?
So, Santi, I have been saying this. Like I said, I started off this episode saying, I have been saying this for months. My issue with Bianca Belair is what you are stating now. She's an incredible athlete. She is going to be the face of the women's division. I agree with all of that. She is arguably the best female talent in pro wrestling right now. And I'm going AEW too. Jade Cargill cannot lace her boots. Britt Baker cannot lace her boots. I am telling you right now, that I'm good with. But creative has lost creative control with Bianca Belair. They don't know what they're doing. The Elimination Chamber for me was my exclamation point. You can't have, when was the last time you saw the face come in at number 6? Now, I can't remember. It. Elimination Chamber is literally a booker's dream for a heel.
And if they come in last, they come in with odds against them.
Absolutely. Bianca Belair came in, and who did she squash? Was it Alexa?
Almost everyone.
She got the pin on Alexa, though. A returning Alexa Bliss, who is a great character wrestler right now as well. So I'm really frustrated because people are going to go off in these comments. And we're called Straight Shoot for a reason, because we shoot straight. We will shoot if we feel that this is something that needs to be addressed. It clearly needs to be addressed. You can call us marks. You can call us that we don't know what we're talking about. And you can say we're bitching and complaining for absolutely no reason. At the end of the day, I don't fucking care. Bianca Belair needs to be booked differently or turned heel. Pick one. You can't have both. You can't have your cake and fucking all your desserts and eat it too. I'm sorry. I don't mean to go off on this. I hate to be swearing this much, but it is one of these ones where, sorry, Santi, you finally seen the light today. Welcome to finally seeing the light on my issue with Bianca for the last 5 months, 6 months. I'm over it. I'm over this.
Yeah. I think we're, I'm just confused. And when your audience is confused, that's a problem, right? Because I don't know where I lie, where I stand. Like, it was also, by the way, let's not forget today, in Hell in a Cell, it was a face Bianca Belair pinning a face in Asuka as well. All right. So it's not as if this was like getting one over on the heels, got one over on Becky Lynch too at the expense of Asuka. So like the storytelling beats are wrong. The way that they're booking Bianca Belair, I believe, is wrong. I think that she needs to be a heel. And if people do not see this, like, We have the prototypical example of like when the face doesn't work and we need to see them heal. It's called Roman Reigns, okay? It's called Roman Reigns. The fans are turning on Bianca Belair, and they will turn on Bianca Belair because they are going to be confused. They are going to be confused as to why they are seeing a super baby face acting in such a manner and getting low hanging fruit wins, which is not what the face does. It's going to cause the fans to turn on her. I'm telling you, it is inevitable. It is inevitable. All right, just get ahead of it, WWE. Turn them heel. Look, it worked with the New Day. It worked with Roman. Just pull the trigger. If you don't know what to do with her creatively, just push her on the path that you're unintentionally pushing her, which is heel. But Steve, we'll leave it at that. That was a nice little rant discussion. Anything else you want to add before we call it here?
No, guys, but once again, thank you so much to everyone joining the live. We are going to be live again, once again, for Money in the Bank. Obviously, if you're over here, I hope you guys have already subscribed. If not, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you throw that bell on to get the post notifications. And also, if you want to follow myself or Santi, we're over on TikTok /Straight Shoot. Santi has he can promo himself.
Yeah, it's all down there, guys.
It's all down here.
Just make sure to subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys very much, and I can't wait for all of you guys to destroy us in the comment section. Peace out.
Bring it.